Through the connections we have with others in today's world, respect and social image are extremely important. They affect our jobs, our families, and even our close and romantic relationships. Most people, when they enter a group, are barely noticed. Their presence is faint. They get lost in the crowd, as if they are just a shadow. But some people are the opposite. When they enter a group, their energy captures everyone. They have an invisible impact that draws others in, even without speaking. Yes, exactly, without speaking. This is the power of people who are influential in society and earn a great deal of respect, from politicians to successful individuals in finance and business. These people don't necessarily have attractive looks, a sharp jawline, or a special voice. They have a skill, the ability to control others' minds, just through a simple move that only seems simple. And what is that? The power of silence and pausing. But this cannot be explained in just one word. The harsh truth is that society respects power, not weakness. You might think people judge you based on what you say, but they judge you based on how you say it, how you walk, how you present yourself. If you speak too fast or try too hard to prove yourself, you lose. Other people's minds place you in the category of the weak, and once that label sticks, it's very hard to remove. Let's first examine the skill of pausing in conversation, and then we'll look at where you should stay silent. These methods are especially useful if you are shy. The power of pausing is essentially the ability to control timing in conversation. Weak people are afraid of silence. They speak quickly because they worry no one will listen to them. They talk as if they are seeking permission or approval to continue. But what about powerful people? They pause. They let silence work for them. They make others wait in that silence, forcing them to be patient and show respect. In history, those who spoke with Churchill said his silence was more intimidating than his anger. He believed that in the game of power, silence is sometimes the loudest scream. Another historical figure who spoke extensively about this was Sun Tzu, the great Chinese strategist and commander. He was known for defeating his enemies without fighting. Just as he was patient in war, he was equally powerful in speech. He said, "Appear weak when you are strong, and distant when you are near." This was a strategic tactic in his psychological battles with opponents. He believed that pausing and remaining ambiguous gives you power. When someone asks you a question, don't answer immediately. Let the silence stretch and become slightly uncomfortable. Look them in the eyes and let them feel the weight of the moment. Then respond calmly and confidently. You will notice how their behavior, even their body language, changes. The true winner is the one who wins without fighting. Do you know what the power of pausing really is? It's that everyone interprets your silence differently based on their own thoughts. For example, if someone is trying to deceive you or lie, and deep down they are worried about it, when they speak and you pause, they may subconsciously think, oh, they figured it out. Without you doing anything, they become nervous and may even expose themselves. Now you can better understand what Sun Tzu meant. This is not magic. It's psychology. Power is calm. Power is patient. All influential people in history shared this trait. When you do this, you send a message. I'm not seeking attention. I decide when and how things are said. And people subconsciously respect that. Does this technique have practical examples? Yes. Police often use this psychological trick. During interrogations, when someone answers a question, they create a meaningful silence, making the person feel like they've been caught lying. If the person breaks the silence and starts explaining more, something is probably off. Now let's apply these methods in real-life situations. We'll look at 4 common scenarios most of us have faced at least once. Situation 1. Someone disrespects you or throws a jab in a group. Pause. Look directly into their eyes and stay silent for 5 seconds. They will become uneasy because they didn't expect that reaction. Then calmly say, "Your comment says more about you than you think." Situation 2. A work meeting or negotiation. When someone makes an offer or tries to excite you into responding quickly, even if you disagree, don't respond immediately. Pause for a few seconds and say, "Let me think about that for a moment." This might cause them to back off or offer more concessions because most people don't expect silence. They expect quick, emotional reactions. Your pause shows control and thoughtful decision-making. Situation 3. When someone asks you for something and you struggle to say no. If you talk too much or justify yourself, they will push harder. Instead, say nothing at first. Don't even smile. Then calmly say, "I can't do that." And maintain the silence. This silence signals that there is no room for negotiation. Situation 4. When it's your turn to speak and you want maximum impact. Great speakers use this technique. After delivering an important statement, they pause and look at the audience. This signals that what they said matters and deserves attention. As Sun Tzu said, "Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win." In conversations and influence, more than appearance, it's confidence that matters. And if you struggle with this, it's normal because this is a skill, not a natural talent. Let's look at a few exercises. One common issue is that people don't like hearing their own voice in recordings. This is natural. Your ears are used to hearing your voice from inside your body. When you hear it externally, it feels different. To overcome this, take out your phone and record yourself speaking about anything. Then watch the video multiple times. Analyze your tone, delivery, and where you over-explain. Imagine how you could be more impactful if someone were in front of you. It's difficult at first, but you will clearly see your flaws. Another challenge is that even if you learn these techniques, you may panic in real situations and fail to apply them. To fix this, you must train your subconscious. Simulate stressful situations and practice with a friend. A very useful trick: admit your shyness in social situations. Start with small groups. I've often seen people accepting awards, like at the Oscars, say they didn't expect it and feel nervous. By admitting your nervousness, you release internal pressure and stop trying to prove you're not shy. This actually makes you more confident. It also creates connection because others understand and relate. This method is based on the principle of vulnerability by Dr. Brené Brown. Now that we're discussing influence, let's look at 2 practical techniques from Dale Carnegie, a pioneer in communication and social influence. In his famous book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, he shares powerful insights. First technique: use the person's name frequently in conversation. Hearing one's own name acts like a reward and captures attention. Combined with pausing, it becomes even more powerful. Politicians often use this. For example, Bill Clinton, known for his charisma, used this method to create strong personal connections. Carnegie said, "A person's name is, to that person, the sweetest and most important sound in any language." Second technique: no one changes through criticism or judgment. They become defensive. If you want to influence someone, don't start with criticism. First, be a good listener. Show understanding. Then with pauses and by using their name, you can amplify your impact. Let's look at a common modern challenge. You're upset with your partner or friend, but you know that if you attack them directly, they will become defensive, even if they are wrong. Instead, say something like, "Sarah, I understand why you made that decision. It was a tough situation." This shows empathy. Then pause and let them speak. Gradually introduce your ideas. For example, "Kaveh, what do you think would have happened if you had done it this way?" This approach feels like collaboration rather than criticism. As a result, the other person becomes more receptive, and naturally their behavior and respect toward you will improve. Churchill.